Hey guys, it's me Arlene, Delicious Delights. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a best to worst video and I'll be talking about the beautiful collection of the Hermes colognes. These, in my opinion, are probably one of the best collections for summer fragrances. They are Eau de Cologne perfumes. I just find them to be very unique in general. It's just a very interesting collection. I absolutely love the House of Hermes. I've said it many times. And they're just like well done perfumes in general with the house, with great variety. It feels luxurious whenever I wear an Hermes perfume and unique. You know, they don't have, you know, your typical sweet, fruity floral scents that you recognize a lot with women's designer fragrances. They just, you know, do their own thing. They don't release perfumes too quickly, and they're easy to wear, they're safe, they're subtle, and these colognes in particular are just like perfect for warm weather. You can wear them any time of year if you want, of course. So yeah, there are 5 perfumes I'll be talking about in today's collection. I'll start with the ones that are released the earliest, and then I'll go down the line to the latest releases. So I'll talk a little bit about each, doing mini reviews, and at the very end I'll rank them from my least favorite to my most favorite Hermes Eau de Cologne. Mind you, I do like all of these. I can't say I hate any of these fragrances, but I will still do a ranking. So let's begin with the first one here, Eau de Pamplemousse Rose. It was released in 2009. I just have like a little sample here. And this fragrance is a very pleasant, grapefruity rose scent, as the name suggests. There's notes of grapefruit, rose, orange in here. And it starts off as a very realistic grapefruit scent. And more specifically, if you can imagine a grapefruit soda that's very tangy and bitter and sparkling, that's what I get from the opening in here. It's like a very juicy, ripe, realistic grapefruit. I also smell the grapefruit skin. What's the name for that? I think it's pith. I smell that in here as if you were just taking a lot of the grapefruit peels and like squeezing it, and then you get a little bit of like this grapefruit oil or mist. I get that in here too. So it's very refreshing, cooling, very watery, fruity, fizzy, and it is just a very beautiful opening. In the dry down of Eau de Pamplemousse Rose, it does change a lot. What I get here finally is the rose, and it is a spicy rose. And when I smell it, I'm picturing a spicy rose petal, or like a bunch of rose petals that are spiced and they're floating in this grapefruit soda. So in the dry down, the rose does take over and it's the most prominent, but I still smell the grapefruit in here. And yeah, it's just a very luscious and tangy but earthy kind of rose scent. And I really like this scent, you guys. Some people have compared this scent to Verte Pamplemousse, which is from Jo Malone Emotions collection, which I absolutely love as well. But for me, they're quite different, especially with the development. With the Verte Pamplemousse, it kind of, you know, it doesn't change a whole lot. But with this one, the Eau de Pamplemousse Rose, I get, first of all, that very bright fizzy opening with the grapefruit soda, sparkling thing. And then it does turn into an earthy, spicy rose with a grapefruit in the background. All right, let's move on to the next one. And the next release was actually in the same year. It's Eau d'Orange Verte. Let me just spray it. Also released in 2009. Wow, okay, so this one is a very earthy and fresh, orangey kind of scent. I think that typically some people might say that this smells more like masculine smelling, But I would easily wear this. It's a very nice earthy orange kind of perfume. Some notes in this one are orange, lemon, oak moss, mint, mandarin orange, cassis, and patchouli. And what I get out of Eau d'Orange Verte is a very green smelling orange, like a green mandarin scent that is very sweet, tangy. It reminds me of ripe oranges that's still attached to the branches, and the branches are still attached to the tree. So just imagine like an orange tree and you still get that green scent from the leaves and then the woodiness from the branches and the tree itself. In here I also get the orange peels and the orange juice all just mashed up together, and it's beautiful. It's a very, very nice, unique smelling orange kind of scent. There's mint in here, and that really does brighten it up a lot. And the greenness in here, like the green leafy kind of scent, to me, it adds to the scent, and it makes me actually think of limes as well. So I'm thinking orange, lemon, lime, branches, green, woody scent. There's also oak moss in here, which makes it a little bit more earthy and just adds a little bit more dimension to this citrus scent. It's not a simple scent. I find this to be very complex, but very realistic smelling, as if you're walking like through, like, I don't know, maybe you're somewhere where there's a lot of orange trees around you, and then you smell also the earth on the ground, and you smell the woods, and you smell the leaves, and it's just phenomenal. Very literal orange orchard tree, and you're walking through that place and you smell all those beautiful smells. So that's Eau d'Orange Verte. The next one here is one that I actually just got a bottle of. It's Eau de Mandarine Ambree, which was released in 2013. Here is the bottle. All the bottles look the same as this, just different colors. So this one I find to be extremely sexy, you guys. It's a very sexy, spicy orange, very different from the Eau d'Orange Verte. This one has notes of mandarin orange, passion fruit, and amber. And to me, as I said earlier, it's a very spicy orange that's very warm and cozy. There's amber in here, so it does make it feel a little bit more warm, and the orange in here keeps it cool. So at the same time, it feels cool and warm, and I kind of like that contrast. So just like with the Eau d'Orange Verte, I also get some green notes in here, and in the dry down of Eau de Mandarine Ambree, the amber gets stronger, so that's the most dominant, but I still smell the orange from the beginning to the end. And if I were to think of some imagery for this, if you can imagine, you have like a big bowl of orange lollipops, the kind that you got when you were a kid when you went Halloweening, and you put them all in a bowl and then melted it all together. And then you add some like sticky sweetness, maybe a little bit of spice, maybe cloves in there, just to spice it up a little bit. And then you mix it together, and then you smell that combination. Maybe you can also put some honey on top there just to make it a little bit more sweet. That's the kind of imagery that I get from this. So I think this is a very underrated scent. I think it's beautiful, and I really like this one as well. So that's Eau de Mandarine Ambree, released in 2013. So the next one that was released that I have here is Eau de Rhubarbe Ecarlate. This one I've reviewed a long time ago. I can link it down there if you guys want to see. I'll hear my thoughts on it. But 2016 release. This one to me is the most literal cologne out of this collection. It is so good. Like seriously, it is so literal and delicious. And it's like a straight up sweet and slightly sour rhubarb scent. Some notes in this one are rhubarb, berries, and white musk. And basically what you get out of this one is just a very realistic, watery green rhubarb scent. So think of, well, whenever I think of rhubarb, I think that it smells like the white part of the watermelon, you know, around the skin part. That to me kind of smells like rhubarb. If you can imagine yourself in like a rhubarb garden and you're taking like a bunch of rhubarb and like squeezing it out, all of the moisture and all of the liquid and water out of it, and then you add a little bit of more sweetness in there, that's what I get from Eau de Rhubarbe Ecarlate, or Ecarlate, I don't know how to say it. But oh my gosh, it smells very natural, it smells very literal, and if you're looking for a literal rhubarb scent that just literally smells like, you know, crushed up, watery rhubarb, and you're crushing up that rhubarb in like a garden, a rhubarb garden, then you should definitely try this. It is fantastic, you guys. Really, really love this one. Easy to wear. It smells so pleasant and beautiful. So that's Eau de Rhubarbe, Eau de Rhubarbe Ecarlate or Ecarlate. And finally, the last one I'll be talking about today is their newest release from 2018. It's called Eau de Citron Noir. So some notes in this one are lemon, smoke, lime, citron, gaiac wood, and black tea. This one's a very interesting and unique one. It starts off very citrusy, sorry. And what I get is a smoky kind of citrus. It smells very rich and full, almost like a creamy lemon tea or a black tea with some sweetener in there. That's what I get in the opening, which is quite bright. But again, there's that smokiness in the background that offsets that brightness of the citrus. So as this fragrance dries down, I notice that smokiness, that darkness starts to take over that lemony lemon tea scent that I got in the opening. And yeah, some smokiness comes, some woodiness comes, and it gets quite dark actually and earthy, which is really interesting because you don't really expect that when it comes to citrus scents. Usually they stay bright, and then you get some florals usually and some musk, but this one starts off really nice and bright, but you get like a touch of smokiness, and then the smokiness just gets stronger and more noticeable. And it's just a really nice, interesting development, you know, the transitions between, you know, the top, mid, and the base. It's just really, really interesting. So it stays quite dry on my skin, but it's very persistent. This one lasts probably the best out of all of these ones on my skin. And yeah, it's also very, very interesting scent that you should try. Actually, you should try all of these. They're really great, you guys. So those were the mini reviews of these 5 perfumes from the Hermes Eau de Cologne collection. Now it's time to rank these ones. First of all, I have to say that it was very difficult to decide to rank these ones. I really am impressed with all of them. I do like them, all of them, but of course, I do have my favorite. So let's see here. My least favorite out of this collection, and I say that, as I said earlier, I do like all of them. But if I had to choose my least favorite, in last place would be Eau de Citron Noir. It's hard to say why. Maybe because I like my citruses to just stay bright and fresh and sparkling. But this one starts off very tangy and bright and then transitions into something very, very dark, which is interesting, but probably not something that I would reach for when it comes to citrus scents. So in 4th place, I would choose Eau de Pamplemousse Rose. This one is a beautiful opening. Again, it starts off very bright, fresh with that grapefruit and all of the grapefruit skin. But then the rose comes in, which is very interesting and very nice, but I really enjoyed that opening so much that I kind of wished that it stayed that way for the entire wear, you know, when I wear this. But the rose comes in and it is very pleasant, but like I'm said, I have to choose something. So this is in fourth place. I love the opening, but I loved it less in the dry down. Now, in third place, I would choose Eau d'Orange Verte. This one is like the perfect realistic orange grove, orange leaves with the branches and the trees and all the earth and stuff like that. I don't have anything bad to say about this, but I had to choose something. I had to rank it. I still really like this. And it's a very unique smelling, realistic orange garden scent that is very, 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 very nice, you guys. I like this one a lot. Now, in second place, I would choose Eau de Mandarine Ambree here. This is a delicious, warm, cozy, orangey scent with some amber, obviously. Love it. It doesn't last very long, you guys, but the scent itself is just so beautiful. It's just a very unique orange perfume that I really like a lot. So that's second place. And the first place, my very favorite one out of all of these, is Eau de Rhubarbe Ecarlate. And as I said earlier, this is a very literal, fresh, sweet, and slightly sour and watery rhubarbe scent. It is literally the perfect rhubarbe scent. It doesn't last very long, but you know what, you guys, it's an Eau de Cologne, so keep that in mind. Perfect for summer, inoffensive, everyday wear. I would wear this in the winter too, when I really just want to smell like literal rhubarbe, and I happen to love the scent of rhubarbe, then I would wear this, and would definitely urge you to give this one a try if you're into rhubarbe. It is just fantastic. All right, guys, so that was my very long video ranking the Hermes Eau de Cologne collection. These are all great for summer, as I said earlier, and yeah, this collection is definitely something that I don't hear too much about. It is kind of underrated. So yeah, if you guys have tried these perfumes, I would love to hear which is your favorite and maybe also your least favorite. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.